back, everybody, to the 5th episode of On This Journey. Today we have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Freshh Anderson, my personal photographer and videographer, the one-shot, one-kill shooter. Let's go! All right, I'd like to welcome Mr. Freshh himself. You know, my personal shooter himself, you know, behind the lens. We got him in front of the lens today. Welcome, my brother, to the 5th episode of On This Journey.
Yeah, man, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Sure, I appreciate you taking the time and sitting down with me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, you know, I try to do what I do.
But yeah, man, you know, I've seen your work for years on end in the city, you know, like I've seen you in so many places, man. So I'm really thankful that we actually got to link up this year and actually like put in some work together, right? Yeah. Because we spoke about it many times over the years. You've purchased stuff from me from the brand time, so you know. So it's great that we could come together today and actually sit down together and give you the chance to speak to you so the people could get a little more insight into who you are, what you do, and what's going on with you, man. What age did you start getting into photography, let's say?
So how it actually kind of started was high school, I guess. Like in high school, I used to like produce hip hop. I used to spit a little bit. Like music was like my passion, my first passion. And well, basically in high school, there was a girl who was in photography class. She wanted to use me as like her subject. So she took a picture of me, and it was like my favorite picture ever. So I saw them like, wow, you do that with me. So I kind of like fell in love with that, and I just kind of like wanted to learn how to take pictures like that. It was the first time I saw someone take a picture with like a professional camera that wasn't like school photos or whatever. So I just kind of like taught myself. Well, you know, the YouTube, got my own camera, started learning stuff, and then as I continued to do music, I didn't want to pay people to take my pictures. I just want to teach. I just want to take my own. And then after I had a daughter, and after I realized that, you know, music wasn't gonna like pay for her life or whatever it was, so I just kind of like flipped what I learned about photography and media and stuff, and then made a career out of it instead.
That's crazy, man. To me, it always, you know, I always, this is why I love this show, because I always like to get to the point to like what is it that sparked everything? Like, you know what I mean? And for you, it came down to like a girl in high school taking a picture, and you being so fascinated by the picture, and you're like, yo, what? You know what I mean? That sparked your interest, man. And like, that was it. Bro. So shout out to that girl, whatever. You created a monster.
Straight up. I tell her all the time, like I would message her on Facebook every now and then, like, yo, that picture right there changed my life.
Crazy.
So
like, there's a lot of people taking pictures out there. There's a lot of photographers. Like, from what I've seen, there's been like a boom of like photographers, man, with social media and all of that. So like, what would you say sets you apart? Because from my perspective, or like a fan's perspective, you're like a professional photographer, man. Like we've seen a lot of like people with blue checks behind you. You know what I mean? From athletes to you know, models and stuff like that. So how did you transition from being just like a local photographer to having those kind of gigs?
Well, I feel like what kind of like attracts people to me is like I guess I don't want to say accessible, but you know, I'm personable. Like when you're in a shoot with me, I try my best to make sure that you feel as comfortable as possible. No matter what your personality is, I'm gonna try to get along with you. I'm gonna try to, you know, get to know you, kind of make you feel good. And what has always helped work for me is because I'm not a good salesman. I'm not a good marketer. I don't go out and be like, this is my package. You know, that's not me. How I get most of my business is referrals. So I work with one person, and then they tell another person, yo, work with Freshh. He's cool, whatever. He took dope. And that's another thing too. Your pictures gotta be good. So you gotta make sure that whatever you are putting out there and producing, it looks good. It's attractive to the human eye. And then people usually see that and be like, I want that. I want that. And then when somebody else vouches for you, it's like, it's easier. It's easier. So
like you let the work speak for itself.
That's what I do. I just say, hey, this is what I do. If you want that, come get me. Just like you said, there's a big boom of photographers. Everybody has their own style. Everybody's trying to do their own thing. So you really just got to see what you like. And if you like what I do, come to me and I'll definitely produce it for you. But yeah, I think what's really kind of helped my business is just, once again, people feel like they're my friend, even if they haven't met me or
Yeah.
known me. You know, they through my stories or through my work or how I talk or through what somebody else has said about me. They feel like, yeah, I could work with this guy.
For sure. You know, I must say, I concur with that. I must agree with that because I've never seen you like promo anything like,
Nope.
hey, come work with me. Like,
Nah.
this,
I don't do
you know what I'm saying?
ads,
This
don't
much.
do
Like,
anything
yeah,
like that. I
exactly.
just put my work out there,
Exactly.
let the likes come in, let the comments come in, and then eventually somebody hits me up and says, "Hey, how much for a shoot?"
I've seen you also do like movies and stuff like that. You don't
Yeah.
only do photography.
Yeah.
You actually, you know,
Yeah.
you're a full out director.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
you
So
film and stuff
I
like
just
that.
recently like got into like film, like if photography is like my wife, but like film is my mistress because I love film. Like it is great. Like
man, you're like the images, your scenery, and your films are crazy.
Thank you,
man.
thank
know
you.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. And I can't take all credit for that. Obviously, with film, it can't be one person. It's like a whole crew of people.
Yeah, yeah.
So I work with some great cinematographers. I work with some great, ADs. But yeah, my daughter fell in love with acting.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I originally put her in a modeling agency, and then
Wow.
there was an acting division, and she fell in love with acting. So she got booked for a couple movies and sets when she was a child. So I had to take her to them.
Wow.
And then after I would see stuff like this, you know, the set, the bigger cameras, and
taking it in.
yeah, and I'm seeing it. I've seen how people are organized and how they're running things, and
seeing
then
the equipment.
yeah, exactly. And my mind just starts going crazy. I'm like, yo, I want to do this. So during COVID, you know, we're all locked in the house, and you know, I figured, you know, let me see if I could write something. So I wrote a short film. I made my daughter the lead in it, and then I was working with some people, and we're like, yo, we can shoot this. This is a good script. So we all got together, we filmed it together. I produced it, I did everything, and then I fell in love with it, and I want to do more. So I wrote another one, and did another one, and now I'm like thinking about making a feature film and doing all that stuff. So I just love film. It's great. It's great. Like video has always been part of my repertoire. I like do like little mini videos and stuff like that. But like actually creating a story,
that's on another level. Like it's like that's why movies are like very special. You know what I mean? That's why we have favorite movies. Being able to like tell stories with visuals and
favorite actors. Because like movies are just like picture is cool, but movies moving.
100%. 100%.
It's great. I love it.
I agree. Like this is what your future is gonna be now, more into movies than photography.
I think it's definitely gonna be part of my future. Like I'm always gonna shoot. I always like photography. I love it. But definitely films is gonna be a huge part of my future for sure. I'm definitely gonna transition into that. Like the way how I went hard in with photography. I'm going. The next part of my journey is going to be film.
Man, that's exciting, man. So you know, all you upcoming actors out there, you know, that's really, you know, that think you got what it takes. You know what I mean? You could be in my man Freshh next film. You know what I mean? Exactly. You know. There's one thing that's very unique about your Instagram page, man. I was telling a friend of mine actually like to check your page, you know, and he's like, yo, this guy, man, his whole page is like full of girls, full of women, full of models, like So is that really like your specialty or like?
Yeah, I would say it's my specialty. It's not the only thing I shoot. Like I shoot everything from your fashion. Males, females. I shoot food photography. I shoot weddings for close friends, not for everybody, just for close friends. Products, events. I shoot everything. However, on my Instagrams, my social media, I only put the women there because
women are beautiful.
They're beautiful, and they market for me.
Yeah, and you capture them in a very beautiful way too. You know what I mean? Like it's not raunchy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like beautiful pictures.
Beautiful. I just like to show off the beauty, and people see that and gravitate to that much more than they'll see, landscape and be like, oh, I want. No, they see that and like, can I get a shoot like that? Even if you're a guy. Like,
exactly.
You look good like that.
Yeah.
So that's why it's all full of girls on my Instagram because they do all the marketing for. Like I said, I'm not a salesman.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch of saleswomen on my Instagram. So they see it and then they hit me up, and that's what that. Yeah, thank you.
That's amazing. So like you also have a son as well, my brother. I see your son like on your
Yes.
IG as well.
Yeah,
He's looking
man.
just like
That's
you.
my
He's very
dog, Fresh
fresh,
Junior. That's my
fresh
man.
junior. You know, so like,
Yeah.
is he into photography as well? Does he know
Yeah.
what dad does?
Yeah, he knows what dad does. He helps
Okay.
out a lot. He's also, trying to learn, the technology
Yeah,
as
right.
well. So yeah, I give him the camera every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the shoots sometimes where it's just me or whatever, I have him, pressing the trigger button for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So yeah, he loves it. He's a very smart guy.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I met him, man. He's
yeah.
very well spoken, man.
Thank
Shout
you,
out Fresh
thank you.
Junior.
Yeah, he's an athlete.
Oh,
He's a
genius.
computer little nerd
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well as
Sports
he
and
loves
stuff like that.
sports
That's
and he loves the
amazing.
technology photography. So yeah, he's interested, and when he's ready, I'm definitely gonna pass him the camera and let him do and show him all the stuff that I learned over the years for sure. For
Hey
sure.
man, I just want to congratulate you. You're doing a great job as a
Appreciate it.
father,
Appreciate
man.
it.
You know what I
Appreciate it.
mean? Like your daughter is into acting.
Yeah.
You know, your son is well spoken. He's a genius.
Thank
You know
you.
what I mean?
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
know, they're all kind of like getting into what dad's doing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you guys could really be like a powerhouse. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
that's
A
yeah,
hundred
man.
percent.
That's what
Dad
it
can be
is.
behind the camera.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. And that's what we're all into it. Like we're
Hmm.
all into the media. My daughter as well, my son, my wife as well.
Yeah,
We all
exactly.
help each other. We all support each other, and we all like this is what we do. This
Yeah,
is what we
yeah.
do. We
Like the
take
whole family's
yeah,
pursuing.
it's a family thing. It's a
Yeah.
family thing. It's great.
Family hustle. I love it, man. That's great. That's
Thank you,
great.
thank you.
So like again, I like to ask this to everybody that I meet. Like, how can somebody get in touch with you, man? Like, let's just say an inspiring young photographer or inspiring young model. Like, are you open to work with people that have no let's say like a resume or history in photography or whatnot?
Yeah,
Or do you offer some type of like mentorship for people that want to
yeah.
learn?
No, most definitely. If you want to hit me up, I'm everywhere. My website, Instagram. You can send me a DM. My number's on Instagram. You can send me a text message.
Okay.
If you know somebody who knows me, you can ask them to how they can get in contact with me. I'm a very open book.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
always believe that knowledge is free. Um, I will never like hide. I don't have any secrets that I have.
Yeah.
I always share my knowledge. If I know something, I'll
Yeah.
share it with somebody.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what you do with that information is what's going to make you, not me keeping it from you or hiding it from you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I love teaching. I do sometimes do one-on-ones.
Mm-hmm.
If some people want to come and learn in the studio and I have a subject,
That's
I
amazing.
have a long list of people who've hit me up and say, "Hey, I want to come and shadow you. I want to
Mm-hmm.
bring my
Mm-hmm.
camera and watch what you do and see how you do it."
That's amazing.
I've hosted classes, workshops. I'm an open book,
That's
so
great,
it's not
man.
hard to get a hold of me if you really want to learn. If you're really serious too. Once again, there's a lot of people who want to learn, but once again may not want to learn for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, they see the girls.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, no, it's
I
not
wanna
like
go
that.
learn.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to come and learn photography, the science of photography,
Mm-hmm.
I am down to teach you as much as I can if it's within my schedule. And yeah, I'm open. I'm open for sure.
That's amazing. That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
And one other thing I want to ask you too is what is it that Fresh Anderson is fearful of, man? Like,
What
you
I'm
know what I
scared
mean?
of?
Yeah. Like, what is it that you're scared of? Like,
Wow.
with
Oh,
everything
someone
that you're
asked me
doing,
that.
all
Yeah.
you're like,
One of my biggest fears, right now, obviously may change or whatever it is.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But as of right now, one of my biggest fears is, not necessarily AI, but
Mm,
where the artificial intelligence in photography is headed towards.
mm.
Because right now, what we're seeing is a lot of images that a lot of people can't differentiate what is real
I
and what
agree.
is not.
I agree. I agree.
And once again, I'm all about technology. I'm all about innovation. I'm all
Mhm.
about moving forward and making these cameras better and do better things and make it easier for people like me or even people who are not like me to take great photos.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But when we start to cross that line where we don't even know what's real
Mm-hmm.
and what is just AI generated,
Yeah.
that's what. So I guess back to your question of what am I scared of? What I'm fearful of is at some point maybe my work is going to be either modified or AI has to be shown to be either taken by somebody else
Mm-hmm.
or not the person that I actually took a picture of.
Mm.
And that can once again, as a photographer, all you have is your credit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if people think that you modified somebody's face in a way that you didn't, or if they think that you captured somebody that you didn't, or if they took something that you already done and made it something different and they say, oh, that's what he did. That's what I don't want. I want people to always, even when I edit, some of the models' photos, I don't try to do too much. I want them to look like how they look like in the street. People walk by you and be like, oh, that's the person that Freshh Anderson shot.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to modify your face to look like you're somebody else. You know what I mean? So I try to keep it as authentic and as real as possible. And where the technology is going, it's making it easier and easier for it to not be as authentic and as real as possible.
Of course.
That's what my biggest fear right now in the industry is, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that kind of like spreads across a lot of
not just photography. Like even I was listening to a podcast with I guess Club Shay Shay and Neo, the singer-songwriter, and he said that there's a AI bot out there that says write songs like Neo. So it's like right? Yeah, so if you get AI to write an R&B song like Neo, what do we need Neo for?
Yeah, exactly.
So we're now eliminating the artists.
Yeah. The authenticity. It's a thin line. It's a thin line. I think like I don't know how we're gonna be able to stop that machine.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm fearful, because usually if there's a way how to stop it, then we were like, okay, then let's just stop it.
Yeah.
But because I believe that's where the future is going, and I will have no choice but to embrace it or find a way to work with it or find a way to protect myself. But I don't know if I'll be able to 100% of the time. That's what scares me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, my brother, man, I want to thank you so much, man. You know what I mean? I think we got to know where you came from. You know what I'm saying? How to go about reaching you.
Yep.
Where to check out your latest work.
Yeah.
You know what your son and daughter's up to. You have to tune into them too. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And exactly, man. Like I think you're a great figure in the community as well.
Thank you.
Just based on my interaction with you, everything you said about yourself, I vouch, man. Like, you know what I mean? You're very approachable. You're an approachable man. You're very how can I say, very professional as well. And I appreciate you, man, for working with me and also, supporting the brand as well. Man, that's what's up, man. Thank you, man. It's a wrap for y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all can tune in.